The most sustainable characteristic of our project, I think, is an approaching of a design that let the bird as our customer. And there, when we try not to make architecture for human as a priority, but to create the sanctuary for a living creature, separating the human from the bird, that make a safe place for a bird.
The thing that really makes this the most sustainable would be actually the children, the people that we're trying to impact in this project. I say that because I feel that children can be almost an exponential growth for sustainability. By teaching these kids concepts like this at a young age, I hope that they then can go back out into the country and spread and just have like a computer system, like having the internet, how quickly it grew, the exponential growth, that one child goes to another child, and that child then just blossoms.
I think what makes my project sustainable is partly it deals with the ecological issues in a particular way, in the way the materials are used, in the way the building deals with the landscape and so on. But at the same time, it deals with people in a particular way because we are building the structures using unskilled workers. And one of the things that we are interested in is to see how real building projects can transfer knowledge and build skills of the community. So the project becomes sustainable from the point of view of the way that it deals with the environment, but also in the way that it uplifts people's lives.
We think two different kind of aspects of sustainability. We think one is eternity, and second is continuity. About eternity, we made a project from natural element, which is unchangeable in the future. And about the continuity, we think deeply about the human activity, which has possibility to change in the future.
Our project aspires to build coherently with the means available locally, rather than trying to pretend to be sustainable.
Our project is sustainable because it tackles very complex issues, dealing with changing environments, dealing with changing forces, through the minimal input that somehow gives us maximal output in terms of articulation of shorelines, in terms of articulation and protection of human lives.
My project is sustainable because it can push the people to use all methods that can be complete, from train to waterway, from door to door, from city to community.
What makes our project sustainable, it is first located in the city of Kyoto in Japan. So it's a careful balance between tradition and extremely new techniques. Tradition is epitomized by the structural wooden construction with local materials and techniques, and the modern thing is the state-of-the-art chromic glass that we use for the facades.
The most notable characteristics in our project probably is about try to find a balance point between the development and the preservation. So we try to incorporate the modern lifestyle and the applied science or modernism into our project. In the meanwhile, we try to preserve the historical remains and the environment. So I think probably the panda watching tourism will be the best choice.
The most important sustainable characteristics of my project is it responds to the emotional and psychological need of the people, those people who are living in the city and who are facing forced mobilities now and then. And I think my project responds very specifically these people's need and provide them the adaptability, sense of belonging, and cost effectiveness. That's why I think my project is sustainable.
What is the most sustainable character from our project? So we fundamentally transform the irresponsible and the inaccessible slum along the river into the desirable spaces, productive spaces, and people. It's a participatory design, and then we bring the spirit of neighborhood of kampung in Indonesia to be revealed again.
The most outstanding sustainable aspect of my project, to be honest, is for me that there is no outstanding aspect regarding sustainability. For me, in this project, the economic response is actually an ecological one, and together they produce a social solution. And for me, working with this project, the site specifically allowed for these to be inseparable and intertwined, and I think that for me was really interesting.
The most outstanding sustainable characteristic of our project is that it is not based on a finite architectural object, but rather on a set of rules and a process that allows for constant growth. Therefore, we are not set on one particular time, but rather a long period of time throughout which we can actually question ourselves and allow the creation of new architectural forms. So I believe that this ability to develop through time is what makes it sustainable.